welcome to my channel. My name is Jenny. So in today's video I will be doing something a little bit different than what I have been doing here on my channel. So I've been seeing these videos everywhere on YouTube, and I also wanted to give it a try and have fun, and make one for you guys. So as you probably saw in the title, I will be doing a eye try following a Desi Perkins makeup tutorial. If you want to see how everything in this little challenge makeup video came out, please keep on watching. Okay, so I'm gonna start playing the tutorial.
First, I'm going in to the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, and I'm going to be taking the color Sauce, which is this one right over here. I've been using this a lot as a transition shade lately, and I'll be using a MAC 224.
So I have that palette. So she started with the shade Sauce, this one right here from the palette. And I don't have the makeup brush that she used, but I do have a similar one by Sigma. This is the Sigma E40, and it's just like a very fluffy blending brush, and I am going to start applying this in the crease just as she did. It's funny because I don't remember that she used this shade before, and this is actually one of my favorite transition color shades for the crease.
I'm going into the shade in Fuego. It's a really pretty plum color. I'm just going to use the same brush, MAC 224.
I'm gonna go into the shade in Fuego, this one right here, the same one she used, with the same brush. She said that she likes to apply, the lighter shade before, and then you go into the darker, and then darker and darker, and that's actually something that I prefer to do also whenever I do a smoky eye. I just feel that it definitely makes the eye makeup look a lot more flawless.
To get a smaller brush to really pack the pigment, I'll be using a Smith 230.
So it looks like she started with the big fluffy brush, but I thought the same. She switched to a smaller one because it gives you better control so that you can apply the shade a little bit better in the inner crease. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same. I don't have the Smith brush that she used, but for me, the Morphe R39, it's just a little bit smaller than the other one I was using, so it works the same as the one that she's using from what I can tell from the camera. Okay, let's see what she does next.
Go into Ashes. This is more of a cool tone, deep plum. I start with this in the outer corner of the eye because that's where I know I want everything to be the darkest. And then I bring
okay, so next she went into the shade Ashes right here, which is just a little bit darker than the in Fuego one. And I'm gonna apply it in the same technique as she did. Just in the outer V and just a little bit low.
I want to actually deepen it up slightly even more than that shade was giving me, the ash one. I'm going to go into the Dose of Colors Baked Brown.
Don't have the same Dose of Colors palette that she used, but I do find that there's a very dark purple shade, pretty similar from the Jaclyn Hill's and Morphe palette, which is this one down here. So I'm just going to use that one instead. Oh yeah, it's definitely a lot more pigmented than the other one I was using. That's for sure.
Into my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, I'm taking this Urban Decay flat concealer brush, and we're going to catch the crease. So I just lay it down and swipe down. I would go slow with this process because you don't want to mess up everything you've done.
I use my same blending brush and then just blend this line out.
Pretty. This is Turbosan. Swirling my finger into it, and I kind of like hit it with a pat and then a swipe. And then to get into that fine detail work closer to the cut crease, I'm going to use a flat concealer brush. I'm going to go ahead and apply mascara. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. I'm just going to put some of this on before the lashes. I'm gonna use my good old trusty Iconic.
She did, so next she did mascara, and I don't have that one, but instead I will be using my Maybelline Total Temptation And it's a volumizing mascara as well. I can't believe she didn't curl her lashes. I feel like my lashes are just poking straight out when I don't curl them. So for lashes, I actually don't have a pair of the iconic ones that she used right now, but I'll be using these ones that are pretty similar. These are in the style Onyx by the Makeup Shop. For foundation, she used the Dior Forever foundation, and I actually have it, with the only difference that I am in the shade 30. So she applied it with the beauty blender. I don't have a beauty blender, but I do have the Morphe sponge.
Concealer, I'm gonna be mixing Tan from ColourPop with Medium from ColourPop. I've been wearing them
okay. So for concealer, I actually don't have the ColourPop one, but I'm gonna use the same technique that she used. So for the peachy kind of like corrector concealer, I'll be using the LA Girl concealer. Literally just very peachy. But I'm just gonna apply it right here on the inner part, just for the darker area of my eyes. And for my actual concealer, I'll be using my Tarte Shape.
Light shade just right down the center of the nose. And a little here.
And I just used the lighter concealer for this. It looks like she grabbed the Laura Mercier loose setting powder, which I actually have. Who doesn't have this powder, right?
Today. I'm just gonna go ahead and dust it all off with a clean brush.
Just like that. I forgot one step. She also highlighted under the chin and on the cupid bows. I always highlight on my chin, but I don't usually put concealer on my cupid bows. She also set her under eye with the same Laura Mercier setting powder, but with applying it with the sponge. I haven't been applying setting powder with my sponge recently, that I forgot how beautiful it looks underneath your eyes when you do it that way. I feel because that powder definitely gets into your skin, so it makes the foundation or concealer look very pretty. So now just with another brush, I'm just gonna clean this out, any excess, and also the nose setting powder.
Tilbury powder, this is in 2 medium. I'm kind of just gonna push it into anywhere I get oily and the center of my forehead, but I'm not gonna put any.
So to set the rest of my face, I don't have that powder that she used, but I'm gonna use my MAC mineralized powder. I find that this will give me the same effect. Just in the areas where I will put bronzer or where I normally get oily, the same thing.
And I'm gonna start lightly applying it. I mean, hello. And taking it up like a C shape over here. Look at that.
Okay, so I'm applying it the same way. I normally don't bring my highlight up here, but we're gonna get crazy today. Ooh, okay. Wow. That's why Fuego is one of my favorites. Look at that. Okay, now she did grab a different kind of brush and then just to blend it out a little bit better. The tip of the nose, bridge.
On the cupid's bow. Alright, and since we're here, might as well put a little bit of this in my inner corner.
Ooh, that's a lot of highlight. And I'm also gonna apply it on a small pencil brush in the inner corner of the eyes.
I actually ended up putting some of my collarbones in my shoulders as well.
And since I'm following every step, I'm also gonna apply it on my collarbones. I guess I'll be going to bed glowing. Look at that.
I'm gonna go ahead and finish bronzing the skin. You can go ahead and hug the highlight here.
So for bronzer, I don't have the same bronzer, but I'm gonna use my go-to Makeup Forever Pro Bronzer. And she basically just apply it hugging the highlight. And I have to say that I always do bronzer before highlight, so we'll see how I like this new order. I actually really like how it makes the cheekbones look a little bit better.
Using Maybelline Fit Me blush in Coral Coral. Is it actually called Coral Coral, or does it just say Coral twice? That's all I need to know. I'll take that on another Japanese brush.
So for blush, I use a Fit Me Coral shade brush, and I don't have that one, but instead I'm gonna be using this one from my Tarte palette. Next, let's try contouring the nose. And I have to say that I normally don't detail contour my nose. I will probably just apply a little bit of bronzer on the side of my nose, but I never do anything too detailed. So let's see. So she went right here around the bridge of the nose, and also a little bit higher on this part of the eye. It does make a difference.
This look is going to be the lower lash line, and that is pretty easy. So just going into the transition shade, I'm going to
So for the lower lash line, she didn't say which shadows she went in first, but it looks like it was Sauce from the Naked Heat palette, which is the same one that we used for our transition. So I'll be applying that one. I'm just applying in Fuego right on top of the Sauce shade. And just as she did, just blending out any edges on the bottom. And it looks like she also added the darker color. Now with the darker plump shade that we use, I'm just applying it right on the outer part of the lash line. Okay, so for the lower lash line, I don't have the exact eyeliner that she used, but I'm gonna use this. It's kind of like a plump color from ColourPop liner. I'm also gonna put mascara on my lower lash line.
My lips with MAC Night Moth lip liner, and now I'm gonna put on Sauvage, not Savage, Sauvage.
So I am gonna line my lips with the Night Moth lip pencil from MAC. I have the same one. It's just like in a different packaging because I got it like in a special collection. Alright guys, so that's the final look. What do you think? Did I do pretty similar to what Desi did? I don't know, leave me in the comments down below what you thought. It was really fun to film this makeup tutorial. I have to admit that it's definitely harder when you have to follow someone's steps. Even though it's makeup at the end and the same products, you might apply them a little bit different than other person does. I really hope you enjoy watching this video. I definitely had a lot of fun, like I said. So if you like the video, please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this or more makeup tutorials. It will really mean everything to me. But with that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!